you go to, obviously, first, let's say, obviously, these a couple of independent promotions, Atlantic Coast Wrestling and then South Atlantic Pro Wrestling. And I believe Robert Fuller was the booker for that. Now, everybody who's ever met Robert Fuller, I mean, the foghorn leghorn of wrestling, you must have a good story about Robert.
Yeah, but not one I could tell on TV.
Oh, dear. Okay, it could be one of two things there, so maybe we should move on.
Yeah. Love the guy, though. I love him. He's awesome. I love the guy.
Oh, we're hoping to. I don't know if you know who Dutch Mantell is. I've got a podcast with him as well, so we're hoping to have Robert on as a guest. So he's one of the dream guests always. I'll move on from that then. Tell me if you're sick of talking about the Nasty Boys situation, then we'll move on from that.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that happened. You look back on it with cooler heads. I can say this, that I am very, very, very glad that I never had the opportunity to get my revenge, because I think out of everything in my life, that was the one that would have put me in prison, because of the way it happened. Not that I got beat up, not that I got jumped, and whatever happened, I don't know. I can't be sure. But I do know who I am, right? And I know I am as being a tough guy, and I know I am as taking a punch. So I understand their fear, because I went to them. It was my fault for running to their room and trying to get after them. So the problem I had was what they did after they put me down. That's the problem I have. And that's what carried with me for so long. Wasn't that I took a beating, because I'm a big man. I can take a beating. I'm okay. It was the way that it was done and what had happened afterwards and the thoughts that went in afterwards. That to me put me in a position to where I wanted to put them in a grave. I wanted to beat them silly. And so I could literally say, as I'm sitting here right now, God was looking after me, because if I would have got a hold of them 4 years, 5 years, 6 years after that, those guys would not them guys, but one particular guy would not be walking today.
Now, I believe the postscript to that is you bumped into one of the Nasty Boys, or both of them on an aeroplane. Is that right?
No, it was one of them. Both of them were there, but there was one of them that I particularly was going after. Yeah, it's the same story I told over and over again. I got in his face. I'm not a stupid guy either. I don't want to go to jail or prison because we were in an airport. And there's cameras everywhere, I mean, there's no way that I was going to get away with it. And I was just starting in the WWF. I didn't want to ruin my chances there, but I wanted to give him an opportunity. I want to give him the opportunity to see whether or not he had the balls enough to stand up to me. And I jumped in his face. And it was quite obvious to everybody there that he wanted no part of me, absolutely no part of me. And he made a comment that if I hit him, it was a federal offense. And in that particular moment, I was like, because everybody heard and everybody watched, everybody saw, it felt like it was enough for me to really put him in his place, that everything that he was saying about how he was able to kick my ass and that he could do it again literally squashed any thought of whether or not he was going to step up and take responsibility for what he was saying. Come on, because I'm here. Let's see what happens. He fled. And for me, right at that point in time, that was the only thing that really gave me the ability to be able to let go a little bit.
Yeah. Because we sort of jumped into it. I mean, stop me if I'm wrong. I'll do like one or two sentences and then we'll move on, because I know you've told the story a million times. But essentially, you went to the Nasty Boys hotel room after some sort of kerfuffle in a nightclub. One was asleep on the bed. The other one attacked you with a phone or something. And basically, it was a 2-on-1. Beating, essentially, far beyond what it should have been, or far beyond what anything should be in that case. Am I about right there?
Yes, I felt like they took it to a point to where they had no. I mean, obviously, we worked together. They may like me, not like me, whatever it is, but where they took it to, they almost basically took my life over a fight, going into a fight. To me, that's hard for me, because I can fight with my brother. I can fight with a friend. I can fight with somebody I don't like. But if you try to kill me, or if you try to put me in a position where you're going to take away an ability for me to make a living in my life or my family, that's where I drew the line. Is like, okay, you put me in this position And now I'm going to come back and I'm going to put you in the position I was in.